Hello, guys.
Good morning, Laoshi.
Morning, 老师。
Morning. Okay, so let's begin today's class. And let's see. All right. Let me first check about your homework. Right. Lots of you have sent me the homework. Uh, let's check this one right here. Uh, all right. This one's from Suhan, I think, right? For Suhan, he asked me about that. All right. All right, guys. For last class, homework is to ask you to join the figures by using the origin, right? And which which include two layers. But all right, and so now let's check some homework you sent to me. Okay, and here is this one is from Suhan, I think, from Suhan. Here, this one homework two. All right, and he asked me that, and there are two lines wasn't shown, right? So that as you can see. Oh, can you guys see my desk right now?
Yes, Lucy.
Okay. All right. So for this one here, there are two lines are both from the layer one. All right, it's not from the layer two, it's from layer one. So why in layer two's lines not showing? And check. All right, range for layer two here 60 to 140. Maybe it's right. Yeah, it's right here. And for the y, the range of the y says right here. It's right. Right. So I think maybe. All right. Sorry. Maybe the wrong. We need to use the another form. Oh, it's this one. This one is in English. All right. Just wait a moment. Well, why it's not showing? Why it's not showing in this one? Maybe this version is not good. I use this version right now. Okay? And as you can see that here is a layer content right here. The layer content. So it is in English right now. I don't know why. And just change it to the English. It's in Chinese. Just wait a moment. And just open it by verse 9. The original is not showing. And not showing your work. All right, let's use the newest version. Okay. Right. So for Suhan right here, there are two lines in the layer two is not shown because as you can see, you right click on your figure, right? And there is a right click on the layer one here, okay? And here's layer content. In English is layer content. And you need to select these rows and put it and use the add column, okay? And add it to the right here. All right, and click OK, and it will shows there the other two lines. See that? Go ahead.
Yeah, Lucy. But when I go there and add layout. I have already two layout there. And if I add another two, it became four. Still not working.
You mean you already you add this two right here?
No, when I go there, I saw like they have already two before. I didn't add them.
It already have two right here. I mean,
Hmm.
you didn't add them. So
Oh, that's right.
you can just select them. Select this one and use this one, okay, to remove them. All right, and to select the real thing, the real thing you want to include, okay, and
Oh,
select them.
sorry, how to remove? How to remove?
Use this button.
Oh, this
Just
one.
remove.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, oh, oh.
and remove. It's quite all right. If you want to add, so you put it right right one, and if you want to remove, just put the turn left. Okay, very easy one.
Yeah, yeah.
So you need to I think maybe you just select wrong layers to add the
Oh,
content.
so I have to select number two, right? Number
Yeah, you
one.
need to select number two. Okay, number
Yeah.
two content,
And
and
then layer properties
yeah, and it will
or
show
layer
the
content. Oh,
layer
yes,
content.
yes. I get
All
it
right,
now.
it will show another two lines. That's
Get
showing.
it. Yep.
Okay, good, very good.
Ah,
All right,
yeah.
was
Yep.
supposed to have not bad. A little bit problems, but it's okay, right? Um, so let me see. Number 66 is, oh, this one is good. Uh, that one is good. Good job. Good job for this one. But see, this one here have two layers and different colors of the lines and different symbols. Great. But for this one right here, right? I want you to update your legend. All right.
All right, Lotion.
Yeah. And this is how to update it. And just open this by using the original this version. No, it's not showing. Why? Why it's not showing? This is in this. Let me. Hmm. Let's put your bills on my desk. And no, nothing. No. All right. Use this version. Ah, okay. And for this one here, you need to update your engine. Okay. You know how to update an engine for this one because it's only show two engines for the two lines. All right. You got four lines right here. So you need to show both four engines, and you need to update it. Okay. And this for this version is in Chinese. I don't know how to translate this one for the English. And I can show you in use this one. Just wait a second. Okay, and just 1, 2, 3, 4, F. And okay, and for and this one. All right, so for this one here is the okay, and we no, it's both in one layer. Just do this layer first, all right, and add a new layer. And just layer content for this one here and this one here. And the fourth, right? Fourth is 21. And for this one here it is 15 to 25. And it shows. But it's not that it looks good, but it's okay. I just want to show you how to for this one here, right? For your work here is down is quite beautiful, but for this one here is a little problem is that it's only 2 lines that I'm showing right here. So you need to update your engine for it. All right, just right click on this one, and as you can see, here's an update engine. Okay,
All right, Laoshi.
and just one engine for all and reconstruct, and just click OK. You will show four different lines, right? Every wonderful. All right, every perfect. Okay, and this work is good. It's quite good right here. All right, good job. And one more. Let's see one more. Okay. And let's see before. So this one here is also good job. All right. And as you can see that you just use a different color for the and different style for the numbers and for the different axes. That's good. That's good. And also you can just change the styles and color of this one of this axis. And I noticed that you have changed you use the line style right here for this one. Let me see. Double check this one. And you use this style. You use this style. All right. Maybe let me find it in English. All right. Maybe use this line right here. Yeah, the B style. It's B spline right here. All right. Maybe you use this style, the spline line right here. But actually for the result you get, and maybe it's better for you to use the straight line. It's better. All right. By writing the scientific paper, because it's to by using this spline line right here, it will change data's distribution, maybe, and change the rules about the line, all right, about the curves. And so you maybe just use the straight line will be better to make the data more realistic, all right? And of course, it will be look better by using this one line right here. It's better by using the straight line will be good. all right, to make the reader know the real data about your research. Okay, that's little thing you need to pay some attention about, okay, in your future study. For this one, but for this work here is quite good. It looks really good. Okay, good job. And let's see the more. All right, somebody's name is photos. For this one here, it's not bad. Okay, not bad. Quite simple, but not bad. Okay, it's fine. And for this one here, oh, the same problem. All right, you update your legend right here to show four curves lanes. All right, and this one here, it's not that good. All right, for this one, it's not that good, and just one layer, and it's not what I requires. Okay, you need to build it in 2 layers and more data right here. Okay, to use 2 layers. If you don't know how to build 2 layers by using this software, you can watch the record. All right, and I will not do it again in detail. Okay, and for 24 right here. Okay, this one is 1 layer, 1 layer, 1 layer. Oh, for this one is 2 layer. Good job for this one. As you can see that for the second layer, you down here, the score here is not that appropriate, right? Score here is a little bit, the range of the axis is a little bit small, right? And the data for right here is from 60 to 110. So it will be, you need to be changed the axis from about 50 to 120. That'd be better. All right. It will not to make the line and the point start from the axis. Okay. That'd be better. All right. Also good job. All right. And thank you guys for doing thank you guys for doing the homework. All right. And hope you guys can, if you guys have some problems about the origin, you can ask me after class. And of course, I will try my best to solve your problems and answer questions. All right. So for today's work, is we are going to learn about the new something new. All right. We already just wait a second. All right. So we already have know how to create figures and forms, right, in the scientific paper, and that is the main body part of our scientific paper, right? So and the main body, of course, is include some also about some results and some experiment models we have already built, right? And so let's come to the discussion part, right? After showing the readers the results about our work, we need to make the discussion about our results, right? So for the discussion part right here, as I said before, you can just write the results and follow up by the discussion. No, and then come up with another result and followed by another discussion. But also you can just write all of the results and finally get a discussion for it. All right, it's different types you can just use by writing the the discussions, right? And so for the discussion, here is the most creative and strict part of the paper. It's a little bit it's quite different, but it's quite difficult for guys to write it. All right, and it is a theoretical analysis and synthesis of the experiment and investigation and observation results, right? And which makes the results come to scientific conclusion through logical reasoning and the theoretical analysis, right? And the discussion is to answer the following two questions for readers. The first one is, why did this happen? And the second one is, how does it mean to have such a result? All right, is to answer two questions for the readers. All right, so that is why we just write about to give our results. Then we need to explain it, right? And explain it why it's doing like this, why our research result is showing like this, right? Just help reader to understand. All right. So for the first thing we need to do is the basic and we need to make some theoretical explanation and discussion of the experiment and the observation results, right? It's a basic thing.
Lao Xun,
Yeah.
your skin is paused.
Oh. All right. Thank you for your notice. So how about now? How about now?
Now it's okay.
Now it's fine.
Now it's okay.
Now it's fine.
All right. Sorry about that. Because I didn't have my phone. My phone is charging, so for sometimes I will be using another tension meeting ID.
It's okay, Lao Xun, no problem. It's okay, no problem.
All right. Sorry about that. It's better for me to check it again. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Sorry again. And okay, I will do it again. Okay. So, and as I said before, right? We just finished the figure part, and it's almost done our work about the main body of our scientific paper. So then we need to make the discussion, right? The discussion about our work and about our research, right? And the discussion right here, as you can see, the discussion is the most creative and strict part of the paper, right? It always includes theoretical analysis and synthesis of experiment, investigation, and the observation, the results. And it's to answer two questions for the readers. Why did this result happen? And what does it mean to have such a result? Right? That's the point to write the discussion. And as I say, the discussion part is not that easy to write, right? And let's see how to write a discussion. All right. The basic thing to write a discussion, the first step is to make the theoretical explanation and discussion of the experiment or the observation results. right? So let's just look at the example. Take the example, okay? So guys, how will you describe and compare these two figures? How will you do this description about these two figures? Can somebody just make a description about it or make us a comparison about these two figures right here? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah? That okay, good.
Actually, when we look at the first one, the YFFAC and the delta ZFAC. With the YFAC, you realize that the maximum efficiency as compared to the YFAC, it grows quite sharply. It increases quite sharply to the 100 degrees mark, the 100% mark. But when you look at the B in the figure B, it's actually it increases steadily. Okay, it increases steadily before it gets to the 100% mark. And also the same if you look at the A, when it's dropping, when the efficiency is dropping as well, it drops quite sharply. It drops quite sharply. But then when you look at the B, it drops quite smoothly and a little bit much more steadily. And also when you look at the B, you realize that the ZFAC, the micrometer is actually close to the 50% mark micrometer and starts from that should be between, that's 50 minus 50 percent micrometer. But then if you look at the A, it actually starts from minus 4 micrometer to 4. But then when you look at B, it starts from minus 50 to 50. So that is actually the analytical difference between the two. Analytical similarities, both of them rise no matter how steady or smooth or fast. They all rise to the 100% efficiency mark at the end of the day. So that is my analysis.
Okay, good. Okay, not really. All right, thanks for Sally. Thank you. Okay, and as Sally said that he described about the two figures right here and the rules between the rules of the curves and the difference between them. All right. So that's not bad. Okay, that's quite good. And for writing the scientific paper, and maybe sometimes you need to use more conscious words to and more and make it more clear for readers to know. All right. So first, as you guys can see that see the figures right here. Okay, and you need to first to introduce what is the figures about, right? And you can just introduce the what is for the x-axis and what is for the y-axis right here. All right. So first, you can just tell the readers the x-axis is the magnitude of the displacement area right here. All right. Of course, maybe for you guys didn't know what is the things about, right? Just an example. Okay. And the y-axis right here is the ratio, the coping efficiency to the maximum value. All right. So when you're describing figures for just like this ordinary, right? And you need to the first thing you need to do is to introduce the axis name, the axis mean, all right, for the x-axis and the y-axis right here. And also, the second thing you need to do is there are two lines, as you can see that. there are two lines in one figure. And for the red one right here, and as you can see in the name of the figures right here, and it will be it will also give the explanation. For the right line right here is delta y t right here, right? Delta y fact right here, and t is always referred to the test, right? This means the experimental results, right? And delta y facs right here is always for the S is for the simulation, right? So it's the results from the experiment and the simulation, right? So so you need to just introduce the two lines for the readers to know what's the relationship between them and what is the difference between them, right? And after you introduce um, the name of the x-axis and the y-axis and the different lines name about it, and then you can just describe the rules between the lines right here. All right, so let's just take a look about it, and it can be seen that the relation curve of the simulation is referred to delta ys right here, right? And the experimental results are highly matched, right? They're quite matched because the two curves are quite similarly, right? And subtype difference in the numerical value, which could be caused by some impacts, some environmental impacts, and just give some explanation about them. Maybe some difference between them. All right. Of course, this work here is you can do it later. All right. Give an explanation about the work, the difference between them, why they have the difference. All right. And of course, it will not be true for your work have done by using the experiment and the simulation will be the 100% same, right? That will be not true. It's not impossible, right? And if you got the result that from the experimental and simulation, they'll be totally same. They'll be your data will be cheat. All right, people will not believe in you. All right, so you have tolerance. That's okay, right? It's okay. And say that why we got the simulation result and the test result right here, right? And I want to just little introduce about it is when we're doing the research, right? And we first will be doing some simulation about the result, the research, and then we will do the experiment to verify the result we come up from the simulation and to determine the final results, right? We will because before the experiment to doing the simulation things will be save time and save the money for doing the experiment, right? It will make the guidance for the experiments, right? By doing the simulations. So that's why we need to do the simulation before the test. Okay, right. So for this one here, we make some we will make a comparison between the simulation and the test right here. But it's not the point, right? It is showing the curves the curves rule about the changes about the curves right here, right? And as we can see that from the figure B right here, right, it's figure A. There are two different things right here. From figure B right here is the x-axis is the z, delta z right here. All right, and for this one is the delta y from here. And the main point right here is we need to make the comparison between these two figures. And so, as Daddy said before, right, is to go down and the increase trend and the different trend for the lines and changes from the lines will be a little bit different. And Daddy described and Daddy's description is quite good, right? And for this one is maybe more smooth change. And for this one, which will be suddenly a big change right here. Right, that's good. This description is good. All right, so for this one here is the for the discussion part right here is to give a explanation about your results. The first thing you need to do maybe is to describe the difference between two figures or just some data you have figured out by your experiment or the simulations. So that's the the first step you need to do in the discussion, right? And that's the for this one here is a description about that two figures in my papers, all right? And as you can see that in these figures, the abscissa is the magnitude of the displacement arrow, and the 0 point is the standard position. All right, just the basic things, basic instructions about the figures, right? And the ordinate is the ratio of the coupling efficiency to the maximum value. And it can be seen that the relationship curve of the simulation and the experimental are highly matched, and subtle difference in the numerical value, which could be caused by the environmental impact and the systematic errors in the experiment, right? It's just a little explanation about the difference between the two curves, right? Between the experiment and the simulation curves, right? And the relationship between these two displacement arrow and the coupling efficiency exhibit Gauss function distribution, right? To just to make a description about this curve is the Gauss distribution, right? And where the influence of the delta y was significant than another one, right? And just give some comparison between these two figures, the delta y and the delta z right here, right? It's greater than that. The change is greater than that one, and give some special point about it, right? About such as when the delta y reaches to 4 micrometer, and the coupling efficiency will fall to 20% and something like that, right? Just give some important point about it, right? Such as the biggest one and the smallest one, all right? And something same right here, and finally, and moreover, the influence of the delta z shifted in the positive and the negative direction is not entirely symmetrical on the coupling efficiency, which can also be reflected from the previous results, right? Just after giving the special points and come back to give a whole part of the view of it. All right, just like for this one here, it's quite symmetry, and for this one here, it's not that symmetry. Okay. So that is how to give an explanation, and description of two fingers, and of two figures right here. Okay, it's the basic things right here. The first step to run the discussion. All right, and for this one here, and for the discussion right here, we also compares the result with the previous and the other research result. All right, and that means the research result in different times, different place, and the same of all the different research objects. All right, and analyze the similarity and the difference, and explain the possible reasons for the differences, and put forward their own opinions based on their own or others' literatures, and be actively and realistic, and discuss with other authors on the basis. All right, and this is come up to another level. All right, the first level is just a simple explanation about your and description of your figures and results. And for this step right here is to find some new things about it. All right, find something not that can be imaginative. Okay, and let's see, what time is it?
Let's go break.
Remain. Okay, 5 minutes remain. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see from this example right here. All right. And as you can see that for this figure right here is result I just figured out by using the numerical analyze by using the MATLAB to I just give some equations to figure out this results right here. And for this result right here, as you can see, it is figured out by the simulations by using ZMax, right? And in a scientific paper, I just make a comparison between this result and this result right here to build some relationship between them. All right, and as you can see that for this figure right here, and it's for different is contain different relationship curves, right? The different colors, which refers to different displacement errors, right? The 0 and 10 micrometer and 20 micrometer, and then that's it. All right. So as you can see that, when the x-axis right here is the y coordinate value of the in space, and the y-axis right here is the incoherent in radius of the line. All right. So right here, as you can see that, when the y coordinate go to the right, and as you can see, when there is no displacement arrow, the curve right here is at the 0 point right here, as you can see that, right? At a 0 point right here, whereas when there's no displacement, and when the displacement arrow come up to 50 right here, see that? Come up to 50, this blue curve right here. The curve will go right as a y coordinate. It will go right. See that? which you can see for these two figures right here. And for this one here is the stand-up position. This means with no displacement, the arrows, right? The light right here will on the 0 point. And as you can see that when you come up with the the displacement arrow with 4 micromillimeter, and it will be go to the y coordinate at the right and go up, and as you can see that, which means these two figures right here is the rules between them are matched, right? Can you just understand what I'm saying? maybe
Yes.
maybe a little bit difficult for me to describe these things that well, and I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying.
Yes, most definitely, Josh. We are here. We understand.
All right, maybe you should maybe all right, just have a break, and I will to make some lots of things to try to understand better. All right, to have a break right now. Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
would you like to show us like how to draw those figure in Origin?
No, maybe not. Not for this one to draw, but because this one is not drawn by the origin.
Is drawn by
This one here is drawn by MATLAB.
MATLAB. Oh,
Yeah. And for this
So-
one, for these figures are come up with come up to it's come from the simulation, right? It's the ZMAX software.
Emacs.
ZMAX,
Looks like
yeah,
very
it's an optical student. All right.
yeah.
And if you want to learn how to draw these pictures, and maybe I can show you later. Okay.
Yeah, well, that should be good. Right.
All right. So have a break now. All right, guys, back to class.
Yes, Lodge, we are here.
Okay. Um, Let me just give a simple example for you guys. So, yeah, as you can see that for this one here, this is the result figured out by the right. It's by the MATLAB, all right. And for this one here is figured out by the CMAX. It's another software, simulation software, all right. So when you make a comparison between these two results, and it will show the maybe from the start, and the rules between them are matched, are highly matched. For there'll be maybe for one set of the results, maybe have difference, right? And just for this one here, and it's when the displacements going up and incoherent ingredients is going down, right? And for this one here, the displacement when the disagreement increase, right? And the ingredients will going up and getting bigger. But for this one here, the result right here, when the displacement area is getting bigger and irradiance will getting smaller for this one here. Okay, what I just want to say is when something different and something will break the rules of your research, in your results, and that is where you need to give some explanation, and that is the discussion part, and to explain why there are some difference in your results, right? And show the readers why. And maybe you will give more stats about the results and show why it is going on and make some explanation about it. And for this one here, I just make a new set for it, another set, the result to showing the reason why is some difference between them. All right. So that is what I'm saying is what the point I say is uh it's not bad. It's not bad for you guys to have the some tolerance and difference in your result curves or just result rules. But what you need to do is to just give an explanation about it, and let the readers know why it's happening like that. That's it. All right. Okay, and so and for the last one right here is the to highlight the new discovery and inventions in the study and propose the possible reason for it. All right, it's the third level of the discussion. All right, and for this one here, I think I have already give you introduced about these figures. Right, as you can see that for this curve right here, it's quite different from for others. Right, for others, basically the line distribution, right? And for this one here, it have occurred suddenly occur increase like this one, like this curve, all right? It's quite different in this group of set in this set of the experimental results. But so this is surprising, and as you can do, and what you do in the discussion for it is to just to do the same thing, right? To give the explanation about why it's happening like that, and how it happened like that, and what did it mean by having this result. Just give a meaning explanation about it. All right. So this is how we just run a discussion. And this is the words I used in the discussion for this one. All right. And the final part for the discussion right here is to analyze the inadequacies and of the research and what problems remain unsolved, all right, and propose the direction and assumption of the urgent research in the future, right? It may be so for this part, for this one right here, the first it kind of like to write the research deficiencies, but it's not a real deficiencies, right? We should not to be too sincerely in telling the readers about the defect of our research content, right? We should not do that, and we should try to put forward some insignificant deficiencies. All right, there's some insignificant deficiencies. And of course, and if there are obvious shortcomings in the research, and if you can just give an explanation for it, it will also help the reader to not to hold on these problems, all right, to hold on these problems. Okay, and of course, for the further research, is that you need to give some further research introduction and introduce about to the readers. All right, so what about you going to do for the next step or the further research is to to make this experiment more good or something like that. All right, just give some further research and your further planning. Okay, that is for the discussion. And here are some tips for the discussions right here. And the first thing is to highlight the key points and focus on the several small courses, right? And which can be carried out under the several headings. And to figure out the figures and tables and generally are not used in the discussion here, okay? Because the discussion and the result will be separated, okay? And the figures will be not shown in the discussion, but it will show in the result part, the main body part. All right, and but individually tables can be used when when make a comparison between different literatures. All right, and the discussion should not be too long, and usually no more than one no more than 30% and or 50% of the full text, and try to estimate the various questions that the readers may ask about this research topic from the perspective of the reader's position. Right, this is some tips for the writing the discussion. And all right, and after we finish the discussion part, we come to the conclusion, right? Sorry for the wrong spelling right here. It's not the discussion, it's conclusion, right? And I can change it for the conclusion. And where we go? Just wait a second. All right. So it's not so now it's showing the windows, right, guys?
Yes, Loss. Yes, Loss. You
Okay,
can.
okay. So for the conclusion here, okay, the conclusion is a result of the study is showing what problems and what rules have been obtained and what theoretical and practical problems have been solved, right? And in order to compress conclusion more clearly, and you must be use the language must be constant and complete, and highlight new discoveries and innovations and emphasize their significance and make the appropriate evaluations about it, and have a clear point of view and write with the positive evidence and reliable data. And it's better not to use ambiguous words such as possible and some probably like that. All right. And the numbers of the words should be considered within 100 to 300 words. That is some tips for the conclusion. Right? And for this for this example right here, and as you can see that, in order to make your conclusions more clearly, you can also use the form right here, like that, okay, to show the readers um, the the data and the result in more directly way in the conclusion. You can give a form like that. All right. And the conclusion part, and as you can see that here, this paper is focused on something like that. It's focused on the experimental analyze and influence position error on something like that. And the experimental result showing the relationship curves between something like that. And just give some details, right? The most important results from your research. All right, most important things, most important uh, words or numbers in your research to show them in your conclusion, right? And just make some maybe you can give a evaluation about your work, a little bit of evaluation about your work. Okay, that's how we to write the conclusion. All right, and for this one here, I just want to go to the another important part, right? The reference list. That is the end of the scientific paper, right? Reference list. And as we just mentioned before, the reference list is to show the quotations and the citations about your work and about other people's work, right? So how we write the reference list. So for now, I'm going to show you, and you can just open your Word to open your Word to follow me to do that. All right. So let's just give example and stop sharing and let me show my desk right now. Okay. And I'm going to show you by how to make a reference list. All right. I will search uh I will search your article on the internet. All right. Such as let me show this web science of class-8. So you guys can find the paper. All right. Find the article you have already found before. All right. All right. I will do it. I will do it in that way. Let's see. About just give all right. We will see this first. All right. this first right here. And as you can see that here is the reference list right here, right? Here's the reference list. And for the first one, here is refer to this one, right? And as you can see that it includes the name of the authors and the title of the article right here. And for this one here is the name of the journal. And for this one here is the volume and the years and the page right here. All right. So, and for this one here, we have different forms for different journals. When we write in the reference list. All right. For this one here, let's see what's the difference between them. For this one and this one right here. Of course, the content here is different, right? And I just mean the format. What's the difference between in these two reference formats? All right, let's see it together. All right. For this one here, as you can see, the name of the author 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and it only has 3 authors right here, but this have more than 3 authors, right? So it got the ETAs, means there are also other authors for this paper right here, right? So it got ETA, and for this one here, this is the name of the here's the name of the book right here, right? The name of the book, and as you can see that it's in italic, right? It's in italic, but for this one here, it's not in italic, so that's the difference. Maybe there are some different requirements with in different journals, right? So you will maybe pay attention to the forms that about the requirement, the form requirement of the journal, right? And for this one here, in the bracket is the M. M refers to the book, right? It refers to the book. And for this one here, oh, there's no bracket, right? For this one here is no bracket right here. And for some for some reference will be in journal, so there we use the letter J right here. All right. For M is a book, and J is for the journal. All right. And for this one here is the name of the book, the name of the book, right? Title of the book right here. This is Springer editor. And for this here is the pages right here. As you can see that for this one here, the pages is at the end of this one, of the reference. And also for this one here, it had the DOI at the end of it, but this one is not showing the DOI. So what I'm going to tell you is there are a lot of difference between different format requirement of different journal, right? For different journal, you have different requirements. And just to show how to write this, how to make the reference list, I will show you by some examples, right? Just let's open the Word first, right? This one here is the reference list. For example, and we just type a thing like we use the new Roma, all right, and give a bigger example for the YYX, right? YYX is my name. The what? The 100 is big. All right. So now we need to use the citation for it. All right. So when we do it in the main body of the paper, you will need to give a bracket right here at the end of the sentence right here, and give a number. Here's the citation, right? It's just an example, all right? It's an example. And as reference list right here, you need to give the details about the papers that which say this sentence right here, right? Which contain this rules right here, right? And so let's just make an example for it. And let's see, find the paper. All right. So for example, I just this word is this clarify is come from this paper. All right. So I want to make the citation about this paper. So what I'm going to write in the reference list. Reference. So here's the reference list, right? And here's the article I want to make in the reference list. So the first thing it should be the name of the authors, right? The name of the authors. And with the comma. Right, it's the first author right here, right? And for the second one is okay. And for the third one, and for the third one, right here is the final one. And you cannot just write all of the others, right? And you from here, the fourth one will be instead of by the ETA. And there will be maybe another, and there will be others like that, but it will be all by using the ETA like that, right? And with the full stop, and also a comma right here. So for here is the authors for this paper, right? For this papers. So let's see what will be going next. All right, the title of the paper will be laid on, right? Title of the paper. So for this title of the paper is the influence of position in zeros laser just okay. And if we just in time, okay. So give a little more and let's put this. All right. So then we finish the second part, right? The title of the paper, right? So what we're going to do the next, let's see. And see that here we need to make the determine what type of this paper come from. It's a journal or the book, right? For this one here is a journal, so we give a bracket, and here is a J in it, which refers to journal, right? If it's a book, so give an N letter in it, that refers to a book, all right? So this one here is a journal, so it's J right here, and just give a comma for it, right? Give a comma for it, and here's the space, and here's space, and then we need to give the name of the journal for it. All right, the name of the journal. So the name of the journal is here. It's optical fiber technology. All right, optical fiber technology. All right. So it's a circle, right? Circle. Then we need to use the comma to give a separate from. All right, and for here, oh no, we need to use the let's see. Yeah, the comma for it. And then we need to give the years of published years for this paper. Let me see. This year is 2020, right? 2020. And we just give a value thing. Let's see what's value. Define it. This one. No. Oh, here it is. Right. That's a bracket and a one. Then the 58 is a value for it. All right. And here's paper. Paper.
58
Yeah.
means what?
Pardon this?
Yeah, 55 means what?
58 means what?
Yeah, 58.
Means the volume of the paper.
Oh,
You know
volume.
you know the volume and the row. That means how to explain it. And the volume is because for the journal you will be have lots of volumes, thousand or hundred volumes, right? And so
So,
this is the number of the volume.
so this volume is selected by the platform or by the author?
It's by the editor.
Editor. Oh, okay.
Right. And for this one, for the page, and for the last thing is the page, right? For this one here is page. Let's see, page is 210. Okay, so 1 to 10 is good. Because we can, because for some paper we cannot say the exactly pages by reading on the internet. So we just give the page from the start one and to the final page is all fine. All right. So that is the reference list for this example right here.
So 1 to 10 means what? Sorry, Loshi.
1 to 10 is the page.
Page.
Yeah.
And J means books or journal. Journal, right?
Journal. J is general.
And
Right.
M means books.
Yeah, M is books.
Yes.
All right, I will give a more detailed thing in the next class in the future. All right. And now I'm going to show you in the in a easy way by using the end node. So you guys have you guys already done the end node before? End node,
Yep.
right? So if you have downloaded the end node before, please open it. All right, open it right now. Just open your end node, please. All right, and just build a new one, build a new port for it. Okay, build a new. Oh, if you already have port, you can just open a port for it. Okay, but if you don't have, just build a new port. And let me find my port here. Nope. Okay, I'll build a new one. Okay, and there's a build new one. First option right here, build a new one. And all right, just wait a second. Okay, it's done. I think. All right, and now I just want to import a literature and I downloaded before. Okay, and you can also do it with your computer and just import a literature here. That here is for the first option right here, the field right here, and here is the import of option right here, right? And for this one here is the document. And for this one here is the field, and for this one here is document. Just import one field is okay, right? And here you can make a selection. And let's see. Wait. Let me see. Which one is it? The influence option. Maybe the copying efficiency. This one. Yes. Just wait a second. All right. And I just import the paper, right? Which I make the reference list for before. Okay. And for now, you don't need to do anything about it. And just here you can see that here's an option to output, right? To output and output to my where let me see. Let me choose a place to output this. There you go. And the type of the output and the type of the save type is txt. Give it okay. All right,
Actually,
txt.
can you make it English?
Pardon, please.
Can you make it English?
What is it? You mean,
This setting is not in English.
all right. Actually, I can change the setting, but you can just follow me step by step. All right.
All right, Lush. All right.
And so which step you were in?
Okay, Lush.
So have you import your the
Yeah, I
paper?
already imported.
Okay. And so as you can see that here's a field, right? Field option right here, and here's the output. Can you see that the output option? I find the output option right here. which is on the input, which is
Laushi, I can't see here output option. I can see only export and import.
only export and input. So
Yeah.
maybe the export, all
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's maybe export, yeah. I think
Yes,
so.
it's the export, okay?
Mm.
And as you can see that here's a save type, right? Save type right here.
Yeah.
And use the txt type, will be okay, right?
TXT. Okay.
Txt, right?
Right.
And here is the styles, right? There's styles for it.
Yeah.
So which style do you have?
APA sixth, like this.
And this one. How about this one? Do you have this one right here?
MHRA. And another one is
You have
Bangkok.
Chinese standard right here. You have Chinese STD right here, like this. No?
No.
All right. And then, so let's try this one, okay? APA.
Okay. Okay.
And I just click save. All right?
Save.
And find it. And find where you save. Save this one, okay? And I will find mine. Let me find where is the there you go. And as you can see that, you can when you find this text right here, and as you can see, this is the reference list created by the EndNote. And you can just copy this text right here and to paste on the word, right? That'd be really convenient for you. That'd be saving time instead of typing by yourself, right? How's that? How's that going?
Mm,
Did you find the field you saved, the text you saved?
Actually, I can't find. I can't find.
Okay, you can just do again, all right? Do again, and for this time you just take care about the position you save the text, all right? To choose a position for it, okay?
Okay.
To choose a good position, maybe on your desk, all right? So you can it's easy for you to find. And you open, you will be find that the reference list have been already created by the software. Okay,
Okay, I'm trying.
and it will be, and as you can see that, guys, as you can see that it's quite a little bit different about the format, the style, right? Because it's APA style for this one, right? Which I saved the style before in the EndNote. And this one here, it also includes the name of the author, and the years right here is right here. It's just behind the authors, and the name of the article, right, and the name of the journal, title of the journal, right, and the volume of it, all right. And here's a DOI for it. So for different, and as you can see that if I just export this document by this paper by using this different styles right here. There's Chinese style right here. Let's see what we have happened, right? Let's change the name. And let's see how about this one. Okay, this one here is created in Chinese style. Okay. So as you can see that the first right? The name of the author and the ETA, right? And the second is the name of the article, right? And here's a bracket, and here's a J later in it, which refers to the journal, right? And here's the title of the journal, and here's the published year, and here's the value. But for this one here is lack of some papers missing, right? The passage missing. Oh, the page is missing. See, what is it? Yeah, but for this one here, maybe uh, you got more one. You got more than one articles. Have you?
Okay, Laushi. I tried it.
Right? I mean, do you have more than one articles in
Yeah,
this
I
one?
have 3.
Oh, you have 3. Oh,
Yeah, I imported 3 articles here.
okay. So that's why you get a lot of things, a lot of the stuff in the text, right? You
Yeah.
need to you need to separate 3 of them by yourself. All right.
All right, Laushi.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to tell you is you can use the EndNote to do these things instead of typing by yourself to using a Word. Okay, and you can choose different forms and also you need to pay attention to is to follow the requirement about the journals, because some journal have different requirements about the form and styles about your reference list, right?
Mm.
And so
But
maybe
Lasse,
yeah.
as you told before, how to add the page number. I want to add from here to there, maybe from 5 to 8 page number. So it will come automatically, or I have to do it manually.
You mean what you mean? I didn't get
I
clear
mean,
what you mean.
if I want to refer some page number in
Yeah.
reference,
Mm-hmm.
so I have to do it manually.
Oh, you mean the pages of the numbers,
Yeah.
the number pages, right? Maybe the sentences your reference is from 5 to 6. You mean like that?
Yes.
No. You don't need to make like this detail, right? For a journal, right? For a journal, you just write the whole pages for it, right?
Oh.
But for the book, because for the books have too many pages, right? So you need to give a range for it, all right? That's a good question. For a book, you need to give it a range that will you make a citation for this sentence. Okay, is that clear?
No need to write P.
P. Yeah, in different styles, some styles you need to write PP, right, like this. All right, and for some styles you will not. Okay, just different styles. As I can show you that. Yeah. The this one. This one here. As you can see that here's no PP right here, and here's a P right here, and it's different, right? You got different styles. Like that. It's according to the requirements of the journal editor, right? Okay. And maybe for the next class or the future class, I will talk about it more detailedly. All right, more further things about it. All right, and as you can see that for the bracket here and in C means conference papers, right? It means conference papers. And for the J right here is for the journal papers. And for the N is for the books, right? And there are a lot of details things. Maybe I will talk about it in a later class. Okay. All right. Anything good? Any good? Anything you want to ask me else?
Yeah, Laoshi, I have a question.
Yeah. Say.
Do we have any class about how to publish a paper?
How to publish paper?
Yeah, without any money.
Do you pardon, please? Pardon
I
me,
mean,
please.
without pay them, how can I publish a paper?
Oh, you mean I publish paper without payment?
Yeah.
Quite easy. For me, I publish all this paper without money.
Oh, this paper is quite standard, but
Not for this one. For this one here, for this only just this review here, you need to pay some fees for it. But for the other papers right here, I don't need to pay anything. You don't need to pay anything. Because for this one here is open access. That this one here is open access, so you need to pay the fees to the journal. All right. So for this one here is not open access, and for this one you don't need to pay anything for it. And the only thing you need to do is to achieve the requirements by the journal's editors, right? And you mean you want to know how to make the submission
yeah,
for the journal.
exactly.
All right, we'll talk about later. All right, I will consider about it, and it will be in the next class or something like that. We'll talk about it. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
And any other thing you want to know about the scientific paper, how to write it, you can just send me by text, and let me know what you want to know. All right, and we'll talk about it later also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, and thank you for your advice, and thank you for the planning. Okay, thank you, Suhan. So guys, okay, today's class is over. See you guys. Bye.
Yeah, Laoshi, thank you for today.
Bye bye, Lao Shi.
Okay,
Bye bye, Laoshi.
bye.